Hi, I'm Sanna Atherton and I am a registered nutritionist. This week I'm going to focus on how to put together a balanced plate meal and how it supports good energy levels and general well-being. I'll give you some tips to assemble nutrient-rich meals which are so simple and they do taste amazing. I'll also give you some family-friendly, quick assembly recipes that you can try. Now, there are so many ways of representing what a balanced plate looks like. The NHS have got one, and this is one that I particularly like. These are the proportions of the sorts of foods that we're aiming for, and I'll give you a few hints and tips of how you can achieve it in a really practical and simple way without having to measure or weigh anything. Now, eating balanced meals, which include great quality macronutrients, that's carbohydrates, protein, fats, will ensure that you have a steady supply of energy and nutrients to keep your energy levels up throughout the day. And some of you may have seen this before. If you eat refined, processed, high sugar foods, you get these spikes. If you look at the orange curve, you get the spikes in blood glucose levels, and then you get the crashing dip afterwards, which means that you are reaching out for caffeine or something sugary to get your energy levels back up. So what we want to try and do through balancing your plate is to snip that curve, snip that roller coaster and flatten it so you get a more consistent energy throughout the day, so you don't get your peaks and troughs. Now, to achieve the balance, we first need to understand about portion sizes. But don't worry about that. There's no weighing or calorie counting involved in this at all. Now, the size of your plate does make a difference. So you may be surprised to learn that the size of our dinner plates have actually increased over the last 20 or 30 years. They're currently around 12 inches, but they only used to be between 7 and 9 inches. And in the US, where everything is supersized, it is quite common for their plates to be around 13 inches. So what I would suggest here is use plates no bigger than 11 inches. Because using a smaller plate size is reported to leave you feeling more satisfied, even when the food quantity stays the same. Now just have a look at this optical illusion here. The black circle on the right looks far bigger than the one on the left. But in fact, as you've probably seen this before, it is the same. Now this makes the case for smaller plates. So a helpful guide around portions is to balance your plate with 1/4 of protein foods, 1/4 of starchy carbohydrates, and 1/2 a plate of non-starchy vegetables and salad, and aim for as wide a variety of colours as you possibly can. Now, this is simple: half your plate full of non-starchy veg. And again, you can just look at any of your plates and just follow that. It's a great place to start. Now, on high exercise days, what I would suggest is if you are doing all the online exercise classes, you're still doing that under lockdown, fantastic. But you may need more fuel on those particular days. So I would increase your carbohydrate-rich, starchy portion to probably about 1/3 of the plate. Now, for those days when you are taking things more relaxed, you're not exercising as much, there are some pretty good starchy carbohydrate substitutes. For example, rice or couscous. You could have cauliflower rice or broccoli rice. For things like spaghetti, you could try courgette, or they're called boodles, which is actually butternut squash in a spiralizer. Just spiralize it up, or you can buy them pre-made. With lasagna, you can actually, rather than the pasta sheets, you can use sliced vegetables like aubergine, or even just layers of spinach. Again, that just seems to work. With a wrap, I would suggest something like a large lettuce leaf. Again, that's probably not one for the kids, but it's for adults. Just give it a go. You never know, you might like it. Now, portion sizes. This is something that I do get asked a lot in clinic. You know, how much is a portion? So rather than weighing anything, is just use your hand. And this helps you estimate the relative amounts of each macronutrient quite simply. And this works quite well because it takes account of people with different statures. So a 6-foot guy will have much larger hands than a 5-foot woman. So protein, the size, and the actual width of your palm, that's enough. That's one portion size. Vegetables, that's non-starchy vegetables, just 2 cups of your hands, so 2 of your hands. Fat is essentially your thumb, and starchy carbs, no more than a fist. Have a quick look at all the different macronutrients in a bit more detail. So animal protein. Now, proteins digest and break down into amino acids and are essentially referred to as our building blocks. Now, proteins include meat, vegan and vegetarian options. So animal proteins, a good source is dairy. Eggs are particularly good. They have got about 6 grams of protein in one of those. Again, chicken under my face here. That is chicken. Fish as well. That's a really good healthy source, especially oily fish as well. Vegetarian protein, things like tofu, nuts, and seeds are a great protein source. But also you've got legumes, you've got grains here as well. That's a really, really good protein source. And I probably mention in everything that I do, lentils, they are great, and they do bulk out pretty much any meal. They are pretty fantastic. Fats, good, healthy fats. Again, things that you find in oily fish, that's salmon, mackerel, anchovies, they are particularly good. Coconut oil, you've got great healthy fats here. That's omega-3, avocado, and some of the different olive oils. Starchy carbs. These are things like pastas, potatoes, grains, bread. Again, just aim for a quarter of your plate with starchy carbs. Non-starchy, max out on these as much as you possibly can. Things like, you know, all the salads you've got under my face here, you've got courgette, spiralized courgette, aubergines, tomatoes. Just eat as many of these as possible. Now, I'll give you 5 reasons to eat really, really balanced plate meals. It supports stable energy levels throughout the day. You're not going to get your peaks and troughs. It makes sure that the meals that you eat are just so nutrient dense, especially when you include so many different colours of the rainbow on your plate. The more, the better. Again, it feeds your good gut bacteria. It's got tons of antioxidants in, which again can just protect you from all kinds of diseases. It will be high fibre, which means again you will be fuller for longer. You don't have to keep reaching out for food constantly. You don't have to keep thinking about food all the time because you're hungry. It also encourages you to eat a wide variety of different foods as possible. And again, the more wide variety of foods that you eat, so much better. And this will ultimately help you support your stable weight. So a couple of ideas for you. It's the first one. This includes all the macronutrients. So it's your proteins, it's your fats, your good fats and carbs, and they are proper family meals. It's not just a plate of lettuce with a few tomatoes in it. They are properly wholesome meals. I absolutely love a tray bake where the entire meal is just cooked on one dish. So what's shown here, I've got chicken cooked with rainbow veg, served with a drizzle of olive oil. It's had freshly squeezed lemon on it, loads of herbs, loads of seasoning. And this really works well with fish, actually. And for a vegan option, I've used fresh tofu as well, and that tastes great because the tofu just soaks up whatever flavors that you put in there. The next one is another great one-pan dish, and it includes such a wide variety of veg in there. You've got beef and broccoli stir fry. Again, so quick, so easy, so simple to do. And this is a vegan salad that I've cooked. It's pretty good actually. It's got nuts, it's got pomegranate seeds. And the best part of any of these quick assembly meals is that you really don't need a recipe at all. Just pick out whatever you've got in your fridge and in your store cupboard and just get creative. And you can serve with whole grains, rice noodles, a wrap, or even more veggies. So max out on your veggies, definitely. I'll put this up, I'll upload this onto the Facebook page, onto the shared page. Mixed bean chili, it's again a really popular family recipe, suitable for vegetarian and vegans as well. Now, if you don't have any of this, just get creative and replace it with something completely different. Again, with all the flavors, with all the spices, it's so easy and so quick to do. Under my face here is actually ginger chicken. Again, this is something that I've made. It is absolutely beautiful. And again, it's got carbs, it's got protein, it's just got everything in there, healthy fats as well. So I will upload this as well, so you can give that a go. So this week, what are you going to do differently to help move your health forward, especially while you're in lockdown? So why don't you just take up the challenge? Why don't you just try and this week, just start with the next couple of days. Can you try and balance your plate? Make it achievable. Don't just think, right, this whole month I'm going to plan out my entire menu, what I'm going to eat, what my family are going to eat. I don't even do that, and I'm a nutritionist. I just take it week by week, and sometimes it's even just a couple of days. As long as I've got the next couple of days planned, I'm fine. And again, plan ahead. It is all in the planning. If you don't know what your next meal is going to be necessarily, you just end up reaching for quick energy, instant food. And just have a think about, maybe use some of the recipes or the ideas that I've given you in this talk. How can you try and adjust family favourites so they do balance? Now, at the moment on my Facebook page, osku.nutrition, I am sharing hints and tips of how to do this. So I'm giving a couple of tips every couple of days just to see if there's something there that you can use. Get the kids involved. They're at home at the moment, so get them involved. And the more that your kids are involved when it comes to your cooking, the more that it might inspire them and they can actually see what they're eating and they might even appreciate it. I do have a meal planner that I can upload as well. What you could do, if you just drop me a message in the comments or direct message me, and I can send you that. So I'll be here same time next week, and I will be talking about how you can escape the sugar trap and just give you some really nice sugar-free alternative snacks that you and your family will enjoy. Okay, hope to see you then.